experts who succeed by dint of their technical, functional, or scientific expertise, to being learn-it-alls, especially when it comes to the world outside our organizations, starting with the customer. Be a learner, not just a stellar performer, was Nadella's message, and it's also mine. It's not a trivial challenge, as we'll see, because, of course, learning means allowing that you haven't gotten it right just yet. 5 universal lessons for stepping up to a bigger impact. The story of how Microsoft transformed itself has been told in many places, including my own worldwide, best-selling London Business School case study. Its lessons for aspiring leaders can be broken down into 5 parts that correspond to the key takeaways and 5 chapters in this book. Today, more than ever, what got you here won't get you there, whether you are a leader or a company. Our core strengths are more dangerous than ever because we overplay them, sticking to them even when the game has changed, at the cost of failing to learn new tricks. Moving from strength to new strength requires increasing your outsight, the term I use for learning by doing new and different things. The place to start is to redefine your job. As a leader, your most valued resources are your time and attention. How are you spending them? At Microsoft, for example, people were encouraged to refocus on the customer and the product, rather than on politicized, time-consuming internal processes, measured on their contribution to their team's impact, and trained to become better people managers. They were taught to say no to low-value adding activities that had consumed their time in the past. No matter what your day job is, working nimbly across organizational boundaries and shaping the work context and culture so that your people can contribute their best selves is today's new job description. Your network, the people you surround yourself with, and with whom you exchange information, will be vital. But it's impossible to do new and different things while interacting with the usual suspects in the same old circles. You need fresh outside on your job and on yourself, and that means making an effort to extend your network so that you are exposed to new thinking and doing. For example, Nadella shocked his team by inviting some unusual participants to the annual Top Management Strategy Offsite meeting. The young, hoodie-wearing CEOs of the tiny tech companies Microsoft acquired, people many formal layers below the top team who thought differently enough to be worth listening to. Today, how you connect with people, how you show up and relate to others, matters more than ever. We know that. But as you step up to bigger leadership roles, the need to be sensitive to our impact on others can feel like a challenge to your sense of authentic self. That's why you'll also need to be more playful with your sense of self, giving yourself permission to deviate from who you've always been for the sake of learning. Here, too, Nadella offers an example of the need to work on who you are. One of the qualities he wanted to inculcate at Microsoft was empathy, a capacity that did not come naturally to him. But reflecting on difficult experiences, including his son's cerebral palsy, taught him the value of empathy, and he worked hard to develop it, ultimately making it the cornerstone of his leadership style and customer focus. The process of changing yourself or your organization is inherently uncertain. Changes need to be made provisionally and then adjusted because you are learning as you go along. That's why it's vital to embrace a stepping up process that is iterative and allows for learning from the inevitable setbacks and insights you'll experience along the way. The world has changed, and so must your leadership. When Act Like a Leader, Think Like a Leader came out in 2015, most leadership